Hey guys, hope you're well and welcome to my channel. Today's video is just going to be, it's about a Dumbphone, and it's actually a brand new Dumbphone that's just appeared on the market literally a couple of days ago. And I just wanted to do an overview video of it. I haven't brought it yet, but I just wanted to go through exactly what it is, what it consists of, to inform you guys and to help you to make a decision on if this is the right Dumbphone. I know a lot of people are trying to make the transition to a Dumbphone, myself included, and this caught my interest because I've already actually been following TTfone, which is the brand that created this phone, with their previous phone, which is the TT970. And this is a flip phone, but the way it interests me is because it's an Android flip phone, which for me is important because I just can't go straight down to, a pure dumb phone. There are some apps I need, such as WhatsApp, like that's my main messaging app, so it's hard to live without it, which is why this piqued my interest. It's as close to a dumb phone as you're going to get. I consider it a dumb phone, but you still can get your essential apps in there. That varies person to person, but at least in my case, I thought it was quite useful. But I was steered away by the price and a couple of other things. One of the main ones being it's only got Android 8.1, which now is very old, and there's no updates on this at all. So that's one of the main reasons, the price, and it's quite outdated. And what this is, I don't know how it works, but there's a couple phones which are under this kind of design, or however you want to say it. The most notable being the Sunbeam F1, which isn't available here in England, but I think it is better than the TTfone. I don't know if it's specs wise, but I think software wise, you're getting better support, so that would have been a good option. And then also Opal, which is I think Australian, has the touch flip, which as you can see by the design, they are the same phone, except the touch flip has omitted the outer screen. So there's a couple of different versions, but yeah, this is actually quite a decent option, so this might interest people. And right now, actually on Amazon, it's down to £80. It's brand new, so if that interests you, there you go. But let's talk about today's topic, which is actually the brand new TT280. So by the same brand, but it's actually a bar phone, which I know a lot of people prefer flip phones, but I personally actually like bar phones, so I was quite excited when I saw this. Let's go through the gallery before we talk about the actual phone itself. So, from the front, quite simple, black and white. I do love this keypad design, with no gaps. I think it looks nice and modern. Side view, I'm not the biggest fan of this black and white. I would have preferred just all black, but what can you do, Here we go. So there's that. And then you get three options. USB Type-C cable only. You get a plug for £5 extra. And then you got the dock charger for £15 on top of the base price. And if you notice that the price is actually on sale, it should be written here. You go pre-launch price. Right now, it's £60 for the base model with just a wire. Usually it's £80. So if you want that, make sure you grab it before 14th of August, as you can see here, and you'll be able to get it cheaper. So I might be going for this myself. If I do buy this phone, I will definitely make a review, and I will try and get it before it goes to £80. Because I think at £60, it's really good value for what it is. And we'll go through for what it is. So here we go. Let's go through the key features. Android 13, so not the newest Android, but for me, that's new enough. I'm comfortable with that. I don't think you really find any apps that aren't supported. I can't really think of anything. Even like banking apps, I think should be supported. Your main limiting factor here will be the screen size and the format, the aspect ratio. Comes with WhatsApp, which for me is definitely important. Dual camera, and what they mean by dual camera is one in the front and one in the back. But they've still gone with a dual camera design on the back, but that's blank. And yeah, I wouldn't expect much from this camera. Like this, I think is even worse than the TT970, which has an 8 megapixel camera. There you go, on the rear, and that's already pretty bad. Not the megapixels, but just the camera's just not good. So don't expect to really see what you're taking pictures of on this. 4G, very good. 5G is not a big deal for me. As long as it's supported with 4G, that's great. And, on a phone like this, you should be getting good battery life. I think they predicted a couple of days, they said somewhere. I'll check. And also, what's another great feature is a touchscreen, which is very useful because a lot of apps aren't going to be usable unless you've got a touchscreen. So that's great to see here. Along with, of course, you got your keypad, which is what you'll be trying to use it as mainly, I'd think. I'm not sure if you can navigate Android through this, if it's got a forward direction button. It should, but I'm not too sure. I don't think they've wrote anywhere. They said you can switch, but I like to primarily use the buttons and touchscreen when I have to. Google Maps, I think, is essential these days. And it's actually even got Play Store, because the TT970 had the Aptoid store, which is good, but it's not Play Store. So I'm happy to see Play Store. And like I said earlier, compatibility issues with the screen, possibly. Looks durable, they've said it's durable. And yeah, TTfone, I think, is targeted towards seniors, but anyone can pick this up and use it. Like you can tell by the interface, it's senior orientated. I think they're realizing people are buying these as dumb phones to just switch from their smartphone. I think they're catching on, which is why they went for this. I think they've been because I spoke to customer service, I think December time, and they were saying something needs to come in, so I'm guessing it was this. Another phone came out, but that is a pure dumb phone, not Android, so that didn't interest me at all, to be honest with you. And yeah, you can do video calls with that VGA camera. I don't know if you want to, but the option's there. Here's the tech talk. Let's get into it, guys. Like I said, bar phone, candy bar, whatever you want to call it. Touchscreen, 2.8 inches, which is a good enough size. You know, it's not going to get in your way, but you're not going to want to really do much on it, which I think is our perfect balance. SIM setup, you got double micro SIMs, dual SIM, which is great. No lanyard slot, might be a problem for people. Different languages, or, you know, vibration, alarm clock, speed dial, calculator, you know, essential things are all there. So that's what, I have a Nokia 110, which I'm not using right now, it's actually broken. Stay tuned, possible repair video I might have sat on my screen. But yeah, it was good because I wasn't using my phone at all, but it was adding a lot of friction, which was unnecessary, which is literally just making my life harder. It was not making me more present, it was just frustrating me. This, I think, will be closer to my ideal phone. I won't want to do the silly doom scrolling, etc., but it will allow me to do things I need to do, such as, you know, maps, communicating through WhatsApp, maybe using the bank app. That's why this is promising and really interests me, and I think it will interest a lot of you guys as well. Here you go, your bandwidth. You got Wi-Fi, which is fantastic. My 110 doesn't have Wi-Fi. And Bluetooth, yes, it does. The Nokia does, but Bluetooth is essential, I think, to listen to music. Still want to listen to music on my phone. I'd rather not carry extra MP3 player, which I know a lot of people do, but I myself would like to keep it on my phone. And maybe, I'm sure you can even get Spotify. I think they had a picture of it, and they're showing all the apps. There you go, Spotify. Battery, here you go. This will last up to 3 days standby. Talk time 5 to 6 hours. When we get the phone in hand, we'll see how the battery actually lasts. I'm happy with a full day. That's good enough for me. I'm not too bothered about having multiple days without charging. That would be very great if that's how it went, but I'm not going to get too worried about that. You can get a dock, as I've shown. That's about £15 extra. I don't know if I want to get that myself. Pretty quick for a compact phone. 2 amps. I have no idea. I'm sorry, guys. 16 gigabytes internal memory. Luckily expandable, but only up to 32 gigabytes. That's a bit of a letdown. If I want to get music, if I want to import photos over, maybe videos, I don't know why. I shouldn't be watching videos on this, but I would like the option to expand this more, but might be enough. Save up to 2,000 contacts. I don't know anyone who would go over that. If you will, if you do, wow, 100 text messages. That doesn't sound like a lot, to be honest. Is this going to be like on the Nokia? You've actually got to, your text fill up and you've got to delete it. I hope you don't have to do it on here, but it looks like you might have to. We'll have to see. 2 gigabytes of RAM. You know, it's not a lot, but I don't think you'll need much more for the use case of this phone. Predictive text. Nope. Old school typing only and on-screen keyboard. So that's saying on-screen keyboard only, or you can actually type with the keypad, because I can't imagine trying to use the on-screen keyboard. That really does sound painful. Camera and media. Like I said, 2 megapixel rear camera. I'm not expecting front camera even worse, but it's there so you can just use it. Hopefully you can scan QR codes with it, and if you have to video call, hopefully they can see my face. There you go, MP3 player built in, so that's great. FM radio as well. Torch, and yeah, super handy, great. Smart features. Like I said, Android 13, which I'm very happy with that. That should last years. I don't think you'll be doing much to put the phone in danger, so I wouldn't worry too much about things like security like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. Play Store's built in. Here's a chipset. I don't know, is that GPS? I don't know. And then it doesn't say that it's de-Googled, so I would assume it's Google, because yeah, it comes with the Play Store, so surely it is Google. So that's the tech talk, but I do have a couple more things to show you. So I'm just going through the spec sheet, which was sent to me by a customer service agent, which you can speak to on their site as long as you're within operating hours, so not after hours. And they sent me this spec sheet, which does differ to the specs that I showed you previously on their website. This is different, and there's a couple of things I wanted to go over which would conflict with the information given on the website, and I don't know which one's true. We'll have to wait and see until the phone is in hand to test it. But the main two things here is about the micro SD card slot, which says it goes up to 128 gigabytes as opposed to the 32 gigabytes which we were told on the website. So of course this is a lot better, and which fixes my problem, which I said 32 gigabytes might not be enough. That's a lot more promising. And secondly, SMS memory. It says you can store 500 texts here as opposed to the 100 which was told on the site. Again, a lot better, and would save you from having to delete text less often compared to if the limit was 100. Those are the main two things. Hopefully this spec sheet's more accurate. I don't know if it is, but it would be better if you could get a bigger SD card in and store more text. And then you get a bit more information about the screen. It's backlit, what panel it is. It's a TFT. It's 320p. tells you how many ringtones you can have on here, and also tells you the keypad has a backlight, which I don't think you were told on the website. Just went over that. Hopefully this is more accurate because it seems better on here. We'll have to see. So here's a user manual, which I was able to get through the customer service agent on the website. And it just goes through the phone in a bit more detail. It's got a lot of troubleshooting and simple things, but we're just going to try and go through it to see if we can find out a bit more about the features. So it shows you all the buttons, your keypad, your answer key, your end call key. And let's find out if this is a directional key or just a selection key. And this is number 6. So it says select key, and it just presses to confirm actions on screen, which is a bit disappointing. I was hoping you could use it as directions. You know, what would be even cooler would be if it was like a touchpad, which you could swipe, or just if it was like a knob, a nipple, I don't know. But you use that to navigate around Android instead of having to use a touchscreen. It's not the end of the world having to use a touchscreen, it's right there, but it would have been nice to be able to just completely use it with the buttons. But maybe there is directions and it's not shown here, but from the look of it, no directions, just a select key. You got your volume rocker, your power button, simple as. Here it shows that the battery is removable, very useful, and I was expecting that here, and I'm happy to see it's confirmed. Would be cool if you could buy separate batteries to keep on your person and switch around when the battery goes. That would be awesome. Confirmation for Wi-Fi. We've got the Play Store, which we can use to download apps and games. Of course, you need a Google login, again confirming it's not de-googled. Transfer media using a wire to the PC, great. And let's see here if this will confirm whether we could use the keypad to type or not. Yeah, write the message using the number keypad, press the number key once to display first letter, 2 times to display the second letter, etc. So that's just your standard keypad on any phone. I'm happy to see that because I want to use that. I do want to be mindful when typing, and this will slow you down. I think it's a good option to have, so I will be using that if I get this phone, of course. You do have the option for Gboard if you want to torture yourself and use the screen. I don't think that'll be fun. We'll see, but happy to see there as options. Let's go to page 2 of this user manual. So let's see if we could find anything else on here. It tells about some of the apps that come with it. Browser, or it has its own simplified browser. I'm sure you can download your own, such as Chrome. Google Maps, very useful. I'm happy to see that's here. Hopefully it's usable. I think surely there's GPS on this device, but I hope it's just as usable as Google Maps on any other smartphone, just smaller. So hopefully no scaling issues. You've got the camera. I'm happy to see there is a camera here. I'm not expecting much, but it's great to have it. You got some useful apps, Recorder, of course, Gallery. You know, your alarm, calendar, calculator, files. You can lock your screen. I wonder if you do get a pin. I'm sure you could just enter the number using the keypad. It's silly if you can't. It's just usual Android stuff. I would just expect it to be Android, which it is. You got troubleshooting, which, you know, I don't need that. I don't have the phone yet. Android updates here. They say that you can get the latest system update for your TT280, so that's quite specific. Let's see if you can actually update, because I'm quite sure with the TT970, which was a flip phone I showcased earlier, I think that's always been stuck on Android 8.1. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that'd be great if they actually update Android. That'd be awesome. That is all for the user manual. So that's the overview complete. Hopefully the information I gave you was informative and helpful. Hopefully I've been able to help you to be able to make the proper decision on this phone. Please let me know how you feel about this video in the comments. Please give me some feedback, guys. This is my first video. There's more to come in, I'd say, a variety of different subjects, mostly tech related and also vehicle related possibly. But thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Hopefully the video was enjoyable and informative. Again, thank you so much and have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are, guys.